As a grandfather, you can't be more proud than to see your kids take on the next generation and send them to the best schools in the world and give them that opportunity like I received from my parents to go to good schools, to educate them, to push them to be good kids. You know what I mean? To be good kids. And you can't be more proud. So this last couple of days, I've spent some time with my grandkids, going to Ivy League schools, and and seeing the way they've grown. And now my grandkids are going to the best schools. It's like generation to generation of how awesome it is. So I just wanted to, comment about, the pride that it takes, that the sacrifice of my grandparents and the foundation. I always call it the foundation of the grandparents, the great-grandparents, the foundation of our faith. My parents, they were heavy-duty Catholics, and, we lived by the 10 Commandments. I'm one of 11 kids, which wasn't really normal in our neighborhood, and we were brought up with a work ethic. It wasn't as much education as it was being humble, being kind, work hard. My parents were first generation United States, and then I'm second generation, my kids, and now my great-grandkids, and my grandchildren, I should say. And, it's just awesome. It's just unbelievable that how far it's come. So the last few days I've spent at these awesome schools, and then seeing the development from when they were born to where they are today, and, their futures, and the intelligence and the hard work and the sacrifice it took for not only the kids themselves, but my children and my daughter-in-law to, develop into these great kids, man. So, as a grandfather, I can't say enough about how proud I am. And so I'm heading out after a few days of looking at the best Ivy League schools in the country, and having great weather, and just spending time observing from when they were so small and now where they are today, and seeing these leaders of the generations of being on campus. It brought me back to when I was a student in college. I was terrified, man. I was terrified. I had no clue what I was going to do. I had no confidence. What else did I say? I just had a fear. I had a fear of failure. I didn't know what I wanted. I changed my major like multiple times. And I even stopped at one time and decided, you know what, I'm going to go to work and then go back to school. Well, I felt like a failure, I felt like a failure. I also played hockey, and I didn't like what I saw there as a development in the hockey team. And I said, screw this, I'm leaving. I'll finish out the semester and then go back to school and go to work and so on. But you know what? It all worked out. It all worked out. So I ended up finishing school. It took me 8 years to get through a business school, with an undergrad. But at the same time, I was working full time. I had 3 kids, workaholic, had huge opportunities. But my path was different. But one thing that I push is I push my kids for education. And they much more surpassed my thoughts. And these kids are so good, man. I can't say enough about it, So that's all I can say, is how proud I am. And now I'm thinking about, what's next? What's next for Rock? And I'm doing some crazy stuff. I'm doing content. I'm doing a lot of this for my kids make fun of me. My grandkids make fun of me about my YouTube. But you know what? It's just my stories. It's my experiences that I want to share with everybody to say, hey, when I'm gone, it's evergreen, It's evergreen. I look at it as a business. I'm looking at it as my journey, but I want to share it with my grandkids and so on, because I'm hoping that someday they'll look back as though, man, Papa Rock was crazy, but man, he was a good guy. He's a good guy. So that's all I care about right now. So I just wanted to say this is pretty awesome, man. To have the chance, the opportunity to even physically be able to spend 5 days with these youngsters and seeing these leaders of today. I mean, I'm talking about Yale, Dartmouth, Villanova, and you see these kids of leadership. These are our leaders, our future. And listening to these kids of what their brothers and sisters and what their parents, this is not unique. It's just that, people do it. And it's so cool to see the intelligence and the communication of these kids. And I mean, for sure, I could have never qualified to enter into these schools, man. You know what I mean? I got street smarts. That's what I got, And I got a combination of a formal education, but my best for my education was, hands-on, man. Bootstrap. What do they call it? Guerrilla marketing. I did all the shit that it took forever to learn yourself. But you know what? It all paid off. Because now I see it with the next generation. And now I want my kids to see, okay, now you pass it on to the grandkids. And they're not going to be entitled. That's the way I was brought up, was work. Blue collar, hard-working people, 10 brothers and sisters, my parents. My dad was a printer. There was no push on education. I don't believe my mother finished high school. Seriously. Back in the 40s in Chicago. I mean, it's a hell of a story, man. It's a hell of a story, and we're all alive, all 11 kids. We range from 79 to 60, 8 boys, 3 girls. My father will be 100 in February. I mean, and it's so cool with technology, too, because I could send them photos of the kids and mention that, well, you got 2 more in pre-med grandchildren. My grandchildren are in pre-med, so it's cool, I don't know. I just wanted to mention as I prepare to fly out of Philadelphia and just taking some time out to walk, enjoy. I'm headed back to Florida. Florida is different weather. I'm all cooped up here in beautiful weather, fall weather. Reminds me of Minnesota, where I was born and raised, So I just wanted to comment about my appreciation, my respect. And one thing I do with my grandkids is, I always send them with something. I always want to give some type of message like my father. My father was, or is, very low-key, very modest, very humble. Doesn't say much. I'm a talker. So I try to leave them a message, So I'll write them a note or something like that and then just encourage them, motivate them. I always talk about the 3 E's: education, encouragement, and empowerment. Now, my 3 kids would never say, oh, yeah, Dad tried to do the 3 E's. No, I pushed them hard. And you know what? It all paid off, man, because there's nothing like this. Nothing like seeing your kids and your grandkids grow. And I'm in my 70s and my kids are in their 40s. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. And I am so thankful that I have the physical abilities and opportunities to share this. Because I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know what's going to happen next. I got some big trips coming up. I'm still traveling. I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing TikTok. I'm having fun. And I just see I see more fear in my kids because of their kids. But I've been there. And you just got to let them go. Got to let them go. But man, they got the opportunity just like I did with my father and my mother. They gave me an opportunity. And that's all I asked for, is an opportunity. And I think that's what people want. So I just want to say, just wanted to check out and let you guys know that I just spent a few days circling, observing, watching these kids, and it is so cool, man. It is so cool and so respectful. These are our leaders of our future, man. I mean, look at this campus. This is off campus too, by the way. You know, this is so beautiful. It's just awesome. So that's my message today. Is just letting you know that Papa Rock is out in the world, watching watching my grandkids, and appreciating and observing what they've worked so hard for. Just the fact of getting in these schools. Oh my God. You know, I'm going to be honest. I applied at one school. I went to a small D3 school, liberal arts college in Minnesota, and I was on academic probation. My ACT, let's not even bring that up. But guess what? I got through. Perseverance, resilience, discipline, all the things that, as a cliche, you could just say it, but you know what? It's the truth. And then here's the other thing that I see in these young kids. They got goals, man. They had goals to go to these schools. And that's what I always believe in, is goals. And once you achieve them, you know what is something about because I'm a business guy. I've always had goals. Annually, I'd have goals. But once you achieve them, it's like, okay, what's next? Seriously, what is next? And now that I'm in my 70s and my dad's 100, my mother lived to 94, I might have another 20 years, you know? I've envisioned seeing them at their weddings. I've envisioned seeing great-grandchildren. Yeah, and that's where health comes in. That's where my father taught us about moderation. We had rules. Besides the 10 Commandments, there was no smoking, no alcohol. And of all things, in Minnesota, no guns. Yeah, my dad didn't want guns around the house. You never know when you'd use them. So I'm just checking out, man, letting you know that there is no one more proud than Papa Rock, okay? No one more proud than Papa Rock. I'm getting me emotional about it already, because I have to, that's the hardest thing to say goodbye, man. Because my kids live in the Midwest and I'm in Florida. And, you know, it's getting harder and harder to travel on top of it, you know? Because I've got 2 million miles on my body in flight alone over my 50-year career. And I was a workaholic, you know? So anyway, God bless. I'll talk to you guys soon. You know, I put this on TikTok. I put this on YouTube. Why? Because someday my great-grandkids will look at it and say, yeah, I remember Papa Rock walking the campus with us. He embarrassed us, but at the same time, he was all about education. He was all about encouragement. He was also all about empowerment. So that's the option, is I want to keep pushing these kids, my kids, so they push their kids. And I know I'm a role model just like my parents was a role model. So God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon.